Well, good evening and welcome back to the Spanish Fork Sports Park here for the decisive game of the 2019 4A Girls Softball State Championship. The winner of this one wins the state championship. Tooele is going to be the visiting team in this one. Spanish Fork, for the first time today, is going to be the home team. Maddie Baker led off for Tooele and had a hard-hit single back up the middle. So Tooele has one runner on base, a 1-ball, 2-strike count to Briley Avina, who will stand in right here. It's now 2-2 here on Avina. Briley Young back in the circle for Spanish Fork. She has pitched quite a bit today. She's on her, this is going to be inning number 10 of the day, and there she strikes out Avina, and there's one gone here in the first inning. Her first strikeout of this ball game. Defensively, not any changes really for Spanish Fork. The only one in the starting lineup is Maddie Lackey, will start the ball game at third base. It's the only one that I've been able to see so far. Anyways, Lackey at third base here. So one gone. And standing in is going to be number 15. That's Amber Lujan here for Tooele. Lujan with a 1-ball, no-strike count. The pitch on its way, and that one on the outside corner in there for a called strike. Evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike here on Amber Lujan. Winner take all, game number 2 of the state championship series. Each team now with 1 loss in the tournament bracket. The 1-1 pitch misses outside for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike on Amber Lujan. Ready to go. Here's the 2-1 pitch on its way. Lujan swings and misses the throwdown from the catcher. Not going to get Maddie Baker. She steals the base cleanly. And so right off the bat, Tooele with a runner on at second base with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Tooele will still wear the white tops and the white pants. Spanish Fork in the all gray. The only difference is Spanish Fork this time going to be the home team in this one on their home field. Here's the 2-2 pitch on its way home, and Lujan lines this one off the glove of Pintar, and Lujan will be safe. And there will be runners on at first and second here, with 1 out in the top of the first, and that was going to bring up Kennedy Anderson, the first baseman. Anderson was 1 for 3 in the first game with a base hit. One gone here in the top of the first inning. Tooele threatening already with runners on at first and second. Kennedy Anderson standing in. Shows bunt, pulls it back, swings and pops it up. On the infield is going to be Brooklyn Pintar, who will take it. And there's 2 gone here in the first. And that will bring up Katie Hogan. Hogan will stand in from the right side here with 2 gone. Ready to go. The first pitch swings through it. No balls and a strike here on Hogan. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way home, and that fastball stays high. Evens the count. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count here on Katie Hogan. Baker at second, Lujan over at first, and the 1-1 pitch fouled straight back. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Katie Hogan. Right off on deck for Tooele. Buffaloes 26-3 after that lost here in game one. Here's the 1-2 pitch on its way. That one in the dirt for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Katie Hogan. Two balls and 2 strikes here. 2 outs in the top of the first inning. No score between Tooele and Spanish Fork. Hogan steps out of the box, takes a practice cut. She'll stand back in, ready to go right here. The 2-2 pitch, high, ball 3. The count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Katie Hogan. Briley Young back in the circle. Pitched 2 innings in the first game today and then was removed. Went the distance, 7 innings in the previous game. Had over 10 strikeouts. The 3-2 pitch, high, ball 4. The bases are loaded for Tooele here in the first. And Paige Rydolph will be the hitter. Have to wonder how tired Briley Young is after pitching the amount of innings that she has pitched today. Bases full for Tooele. A big opportunity for the Buffaloes here in the first. And the first pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Maddie Baker running at third. Amber Lujan at second. Katie Hogan over at first. Trying to see if they can get some early run support here, going with a base hit. The pitch on its way home. Swung out, popped up. This is going to go over towards the dugout, and getting there to make the catch is the first baseman, Mitchell, and the inning comes to an end. So, Tooele loads the bases in the first, gets a couple of base hits. They leave the bases loaded in the top half of the first inning, and now we will see Spanish Fork for the first time come up here in this decisive second game, as we started playing in the early afternoon, and it's now has made its way to the evening here at the Spanish Fork Sports Park. Let's go ahead and thank our sponsors for the first time here in the state championship game. We want to thank the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, McKell, Thompson & Wise, Attorneys at Law, Lance Wilson, State Farm Insurance, Two Jacks Pizza, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. We thank them for making this broadcast possible here in this winner-take-all contest here, and not many changes as well. Coming on the other side, Atlin Johnston will be the pitcher for Tooele, at least to start the ball game at least. We're not sure, again, pitch count-wise and how late they'll go, but Atlin Johnston pitched really well in that first ball game. It was just unfortunately, some timely defensive miscues that really hurt Tooele at the time, and then Spanish Fork got the clutch hit they needed at the time they needed. So it should be a good pitcher's duel here in this one as we move to the bottom of the first inning. Moving in to hit in the leadoff spot, it's going to be Trinity Benson, the left fielder, who will stand in. Trinity Benson ready to go. Standing in, ready to go. Atlin Johnston ready to go back to work right here. And the first pitch to Benson on its way. In there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 on Trinity Benson. Here's the pitch on its way. Swung out, popped up, and fouled away. Going to be no balls and 2 strikes here. Ready to go. No balls and 2 strikes. Benson stands in the box on the right side, ready to go. Atlin Johnson takes a look in, has the sign, the 1-2 pitch on its way. This one rolled foul. We'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. That changeup has been really tough on hitters today. No balls and 2 strikes on Trinity Benson. She stands in, ready to go. And the pitch, that one missing high for a ball. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Here's the 1-2 pitch on its way home. That one's a called strike 3. And Atlin Johnston has her first strikeout of the ball game. Trinity Benson down on strikes, and there's 1 away, and that will bring up Lindsey Smith. First pitch in there for a called strike to Smith, and it's 0-1 here on Lindsey Smith. We talked about it today that really oftentimes you're going to stick with what works, and that means you've won 2 games facing elimination. There's a fly ball hit to right field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. Smith into second with a stand-up 1-out double, and Spanish Fork has a runner in scoring position, the second hitter of the ball game. The Dons found a way to get it done earlier today against Bear River. Now they're back at it here against Tooele after beating the Buffaloes in game 1. And we are here in the bottom of the first inning. No score between Tooele and Spanish Fork. The hitter is going to be Oakley Bates. Bates takes the first pitch, called strike, and it's 0-1. Bates, the catcher, standing in, ready to go. No balls and a strike to count. And here's the 0-1 pitch on its way home. And that one's foul. Back to the screen. We'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes to count here on Oakley Bates. Bottom of the first inning. No score between Tooele and Spanish Fork. The winner wins the state championship. Ready to go. No balls and 2 strikes. And the 0-2 pitch on its way home. Swung out of it. Strike 3. Second strikeout for Atlin Johnston. And that will bring up the shortstop, Brooklyn Pintar. Pintar had an uncharacteristical first ball game for Spanish Fork. Pintar was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. There swings and fouls the first pitch from Atlin Johnson away for ball 1. Or for strike 1, I mean. No balls and a strike. Johnston in the circle. Ready to come home. Winds and delivers. There's a fastball high to Pintar and evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Scheduled to play 7 here this evening to decide the state championship. 1 ball, no strikes to count. The 1-0 pitch on its way home. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Brooklyn Pintar. We want to welcome those watching on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. Here as we have the 4A girls 2019 state championship game. The pitch on its way inside, misses for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Brooklyn Pintar. Two balls and 2 strikes to count. The pitch on its way home. Swung out and missed. Strike 3. And Atlin Johnson sends Spanish Fork down with 3 strikeouts in the inning. They do get the double, however, they strand 1 base runner at the end of 1. No score between Tooele and Spanish Fork. It's the 2019 4A softball final on Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Natalie Bevan stands in to lead it off here in the second inning, and she swings and hits this one out to right center field. It's going to fall. Bevan turns the corner, goes for second, slides in as the throw gets past Pintar short, and Tooele has a runner on at second base here with nobody out. Well, she went deep in the second inning of game one, and there she sends one to right field and gets a base hit to get something going right there for Tooele. And now we'll have someone come in and run over at second base, as Taylor Valencia will come in and run out at second base for Bevan. So Tooele again threatening right now with a runner on at second base. Nobody out here in the top of the second inning. Young comes home, first pitch popped up and sent foul past the dugout there. As the hitter is Hope Waite, the second baseman. Bunt shown, laid down the third baseline. It's going to go foul just at the last minute. As Lackey watches it just before they pick it up, it goes foul. And it's no balls and two strikes here on Hope Waite. Emma Higley, the 9-hole hitter, on deck. No balls and two strikes here with one gone. Or sorry, nobody out here in the second. No balls and two strikes here as Waite gets back in the box. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one close but misses low for a ball, and it's 1-2 here the count on Hope Waite. No score here between Tooele and Spanish Fork in the 4A final. Pitch on its way. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Hope Waite down on strikes. The second strikeout of this ball game for Briley Young. And there's one away here in the second for Emma Higley. Higley, the designated player, will stand in. And the pitch on its way to Higley. She takes the first pitch, a strike in there, and it's 0-1. No balls and a strike to count here. Briley Young, the right-hander, on the pitcher circle there. Comes home, the pitch. That one in there, the runner takes off for third. No one's covering, the throw goes down the line. Coming in to score from second base is the runner Valencia. It's 1-0 Tooele. So Tooele finds a way there to get the run across in a nice way there. Tooele now leads 1-0 here in the second. Bases are now cleared with that. And Higley back in the box. Line that one past the diving Pintar into left field for a base hit. And Pintar there does a nice job there to get it going with the base hit. A nice try and a nice diving attempt there by Brooklyn Pintar. She just couldn't come up with it right there. And now with one out in the second inning, you go back to the top and Maddie Baker. The pitch to Baker on its way. That one in there for a called strike. And it's 0-1 on Maddie Baker. So once again, Tooele scores first. They scored first in game one by scoring one run in the first and then one run in the third. The pitch on its way. That one bounces in the dirt and gets past Bates behind the plate. Moving down to second base is going to be Emma Higley. It was in the middle part of game two when Briley Young really became unhittable and just settled in. But she's thrown so many pitches today, you have to kind of look at it and kind of think and wonder how many pitches she has left in her. Ready to go right here. The pitch comes home. That one low for a ball. And it's 2 balls and a strike to count. 2 balls and a strike to count here on Maddie Baker. Ready to go here with the 2-1 pitch. The delivery on its way. Baker hits it to right field. Coming over and making the catch. And a good, strong throw. That was Smith and right. Lindsey Smith with the catch. And there's 2 gone. 2 outs, and here is Briley Avina. Avina struck out in her only plate appearance of the ball game. She hit a home run, however, back in the first game. Back in the first inning, that put Tooele on the board by a score of 1-0. We'll see what Avina can do here against Briley Young. Young comes home. That one missing low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count. The state championship game with Tooele leading 1-0. Winner take all. With Spanish Fork winning the first game to give Tooele their first loss of the tournament. Pitch on its way. That one's hit down the third baseline. It's going to stay fair. Coming around second base. Digging for home is Higley. It's 2-0 Tooele here in the second. Just a ball that got down the left field line and just fell in on the right side of the line to get the run home. A nice job there for Tooele, and now Amber Lujan will come to the plate. Lujan 1 for 1, had a single back in the first. And this is the kind of start you were looking for if you're Tooele. Get a couple of base knocks and get some offense going. Some action starting to go down that Spanish Fork bullpen. The pitch misses low and outside to Lujan. It's 1 ball and no strikes here on Amber Lujan. A runner on at second base here for Tooele. And Dawn Andrews is going to come out of the bench there for Spanish Fork. And I think Briley Young, we'll see here, but Dawn Andrews may have to make a decision here on how much longer Briley Young can really go. As you see Avina and Lujan having a conversation with their head coach over in the third base dugout. You kind of see some of the Lady Dons behind them. Olivia Andrus has been warming up, and she appears to be about ready to come in the ball game. But for the time being, it looks like it's going to be Briley Young to at least stay in for another batter, as Lujan will head into the plate right here. 2-0 Tooele here in the top of the second inning. It's been the visiting team today who has scored twice. It's been the visiting team today that has won twice. Both of those games being Spanish Fork. And now, Don Andrews having a longer conversation over there. That's his catcher, Oakley Bates, and one of his assistant coaches over there. What I don't know is right here if he's... Maddie Lackey comes over, or she's going to come on the field right here. Don't see... Right here, they're not making a pitching change. Right now, I think Spanish Fork just trying to maybe collect themselves here with 2 outs in the top of the second inning. So here is Amber Lujan to stand in. 1-for-1 with a base hit for Lujan. The pitch on its way, and Lujan sends this one foul over the top of the Spanish Fork dugout. Or the bench, I mean. It's 1-1 Not really a dugout. It's on the field of play. In fact, when you look over at Spanish Fork, you actually have to step up into it. 1-1 to count. Ready to go, the wind and the delivery on its way to Lujan. That one rolled foul again. Out over towards the Spanish Fork bench. And it's 1-2 to count. Well, we didn't really talk about it a ton in the first ball game. Tooele really had opportunities. They ended up leaving 7 base runners on base, but they didn't capitalize in the third inning. They had the bases loaded in game 1. They weren't able to get any runs across the board. The 1-2 pitch, fastball misses high and outside for ball 2, and it's 2-2 here on Lujan. Briley Avina running out at second base. The 2-2 pitch, fastball high and outside ball 3, and the count goes to 3-2. Briley Young struggling here in the third, trying to get out of the inning with very limited damage done. So far, 2 Buffalo runs across. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Here's a 3-2 on its way. Swung out and missed. Strike 3. Lujan chases one out of the zone, and Briley Young gets the strikeout to end the second. But Tooele gets 2 in the second inning, and it's Tooele 2, Spanish Fork nothing. The Dons have some runs that they need back here in the bottom of the second inning. We'll take a look and see what the Dons can do with that. But first, let's take a moment and thank our sponsors here on Spanish Fork 17. We got 2 Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, McKell Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, the Driggs Mortgage Team, Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and MVP Sports. We thank them for making each and every broadcast possible on our high school sports schedule this year. We also want to remind you that you can catch live broadcasts and replays on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. And also watch live on sfcn.org. Coming up here on Monday. I guess we'll give everyone an off day tomorrow, and then Monday we'll have an early travel morning down to St. George, where Spanish Fork will take on the Dixie Flyers. That is going to be in a 4A semifinal down at Brucehurst Field at St. George. If the Dons win, then they play again on Monday night at 7. A Spanish Fork loss, and, well, their season will come to an end, and they'll make the trek back up north to Spanish Fork. So it will be Ashlyn Losey to stand in and lead it off here in the second inning for Spanish Fork. So Losey stands in here for Spanish Fork, trying to get something going here. First pitch on its way. Misses low for ball 1. 1 strikes. Atlin Johnston back out to the mound. Struck out the side in her first inning of work after she went a complete game, 6 innings in the first contest and pitched very well. Some timely hits combined with some Mistakes from Tooele is really what opened up that ball game for Spanish Fork. The 1-0 pitch misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes on Ashlyn Losey. Briley Young, the pitcher, on deck. Here's the 2-0 pitch on its way to Losey. She swings and pops it up on the infield. Going out, coming in is going to be the left fielder, Avina, who's going to put it away. Or sorry, that's Lujan in left field who puts it away, and there's one gone. Lujan was coming in, and then Maddie Baker, the shortstop, was going out, and it was Lujan who made the catch. And there's one gone here in the second, and that brings up Briley Young, the pitcher. Briley Young makes contact, but fouls away the first pitch. No balls and a strike here on Briley Young. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way. Swung out and missed. Strike 2. Sam Cowden on deck for Spanish Fork. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way. That one's right there. The misses for a ball, and the count moves to 1-1. The 1-2 pitch, that one again close, but misses for a ball. And the count moves now to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Briley Young. Atlin Johnson in the circle for Tooele. The 1-2 pitch on its way. Swung on, popped up again on the infield. It's going to be Maddie Baker, the shortstop, who makes the catch, and there's 2 gone. So here is Sam Cowden ready to go. Cowden back in the first game for Spanish Fork. Cowden was 0 for 3. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Cowden struck out, popped out, and then reached on an error in her 3 plate appearances for Spanish Fork. The 1-0 pitch on its way. That one missing outside for a ball. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to count here on Sam Cowden. The sports park still packed down here as Spanish Fork hits in the bottom of the second inning. The 2-0 pitch on its way. Swung on and fouled off the screen. We'll do it again. 2 balls and a strike now on Cowden.
Nice job, At. Nice job.
Two balls, 1 strike here. 2 gone in the bottom of the second inning. Atlin Johnson on the mound, ready to come home. She's got 3 strikeouts so far. This one missing low for a ball. And the count goes to 3-1 here on Sam Cowden.
Hey, here we go.
Ready to go. Johnston winds and delivers this one home. Swung on, popped up, playable right in front of us here, and it's Kennedy Anderson who makes the catch, and the inning is over. 3 pop-ups in the second inning. No damage done. We head to the third. Tooele 2, Spanish Fork 0. This is high school softball on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Top of the third inning here. in Spanish Fork. You can see the Wasatch Mountains in the background. It's a 2-0 lead for Tooele, the guests in this one. And Tooele really has picked up offensively where they were for the early start of the game before. Here's Kennedy Anderson. She popped out to second in her first at bat, and there takes a pitch high above the belt for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes to count. It will be Kennedy Anderson, Katie Hogan, and then Paige Rydalk coming up here for Tooele. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way home. There's a ground ball that's foul. And I think Kennedy Anderson may have ended up fouling that one off her foot or her ankle. She's kind of trying to shake it off a little bit right there. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Anderson. That never feels good. Right there, and you foul that pitch off right there, but she's got, looks like a smile on her face as she stands back in the box. 1 ball and 1 strike to count here on Anderson. Briley Young back to work here. The 1-1 pitch on its way home. Swung out, popped up on the infield. Pintar coming over in foul territory. She'll make the catch. And there's 1 away here in the third. So here is Katie Hogan. Hogan walked in her first plate appearance, and now she'll stand in here. A big first out there for Briley Young as the first 2 innings, Tooele had gotten the leadoff hitters on. Maddie Baker singled to start the game, and then Natalie Bevan doubled to start the second. That first pitch in there for a called strike, and it's an 0-1 count here on Katie Hogan. Young ready to go in the circle. Winds and delivers the 0-1 pitch. Swung out and missed. Strike 2. And it's no balls and 2 strikes here on Katie Hogan. Start of the third inning. We're scheduled to play 7. The setting sun beginning to kind of get some shadows here on the field. The 0-2 pitch. There's a line drive to center field. That's going to fall. Condi tried to dive. She knocked it down in center field. But with 1 out, Katie Hogan's aboard. A line drive to center field, and that will work for Tooele to get the 1-out base hit. And here is going to be Paige Rydalk. Rydalk popped out to the first baseman in her first plate appearance. Will stand in here ready to go. Swings at the first pitch, hits into right center field. That's going to fall over in front of Condi. Moving up to second is Hogan, and Tooele has runners on at first and second, and that's going to bring up Natalie Bevan here for Tooele. So first and second with 1 out, and you bring a 1-for-1 Bevan to the plate. Doubled, and then the courtesy runner came in then to score later on in the second inning. That was the first of the 2 runs for Tooele. And the first pitch misses or gets in there for a called strike, 0-1. First and second for Tooele here in the top of the third inning. 2-0 lead right now in favor of Tooele. The 1-0 pitch, or the 0-1 pitch, misses high for a ball, and it evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch on its way. That ball's lifted into center field. Condi coming in. She'll have this one. Makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So with 2 outs, it will bring up Hope Waite, the second baseman. And I think we're going to have a change. We're going to have Teddy Peterson make her way in to hit in the spot for Hope Waite. So Peterson will stand back in. Peterson will have her first plate appearance here in the second. Remember, Hope Waite can re-enter in the ball game. Teddy Peterson sang our national anthem actually before the first game here. So now she'll stand in here from the left side. ready to hit right here. 2-0 lead here for Tooele. 2 runs in the second. The difference of our ball game here so far with 2 outs in the top of the third. Ready to go. The pitch on its way. Peterson takes the first pitch, which misses low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Teddy Peterson. Emma Higley on deck. 2-0 lead right now for Tooele. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way home. That one on the outside corner. In there for a called strike. Evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. About ready to come home on its way. And that one missing outside and high for a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Our home plate umpire just signifying there to Briley Young that one was a little high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the count. And the 2-1 pitch on its way. That one right on the outside corner, but misses low and outside, ball 3. The count moves to 3-1 here on Teddy Peterson.
Hey, go ahead, Teddy, you got this.
3 balls, 1 strike here with 2 gone. And the 3-1 pitch about ready to come home on its way, and that one sent the other way, but foul. And the count now will go full, and with 2 outs, the runners on the base paths, Katie Hogan and Paige Rydock, can get a lead. Well, can't get a lead, but they can take off once that pitch is delivered home. So they can be in motion, so a ball in the gap here becomes big for Tooele. 3-2 pitch. Runners on the move. That one misses low and outside, ball 4. Bases are now full again here for Tooele in the third. And Emma Higley will be the hitter. Higley. And we're going to have someone come in and run over at first base for Teddy Peterson. That's going to be Hope Waite, who will now come back in and run over at first base. Emma Higley now will be the hitter. Don Andrews not making any signs yet that he might consider making some kind of a pitching change here. Ready to go right here. The pitch on its way home. That one on the outside corner for a called strike. And it's 0-1 here on Emma Higley. Tooele had the bases loaded in the first and didn't get a run across. Here's the 0-1 pitch. The wind and the delivery on its way. That one low for a ball, and the count evens up. 1 ball and 1 strike here on Emma Higley. Maddie Baker on deck. If they get to Baker, she would have hit in all first 3 innings. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a line drive to center for a base hit. Scoring is Hogan. Rydock right behind her. And it's going to be a throw to the plate. Is out, and they got her at the plate. Condi came up with a throw right on the money. And the inning comes to an end. 1 run comes in to score. It's 3-0 Tooele here in the third. And right now, some conversations going on in between innings. I think trying to say that the Spanish Fort catcher potentially blocked the entire plate. And so a long, quick conversation right here. And they're gonna take the 1 run. So Higley gets the RBI single. It scores 1. Unfortunately, Rydock thrown out at the plate on the throw, and the inning comes to an end. So it's 3-0 Tooele here as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Let's go ahead here on Spanish 417, and let's take a moment here to thank our sponsors for making this broadcast possible right here this afternoon. We have the Blue Diamond Auto Group, McKell, Thompson & Wise, attorneys at law, Triple T, heating, cooling, and plumbing, Lance Wilson, State Farm Insurance, the Driggs Mortgage Team, MVP Sports, and 2 Jacks Pizza. We thank them for making each and every high school sports broadcast possible here on the Spanish Fort Community Network. Bottom of the third inning, Spanish Fork will send up Amanda Mitchell, Murray Condi, and Trinity Benson coming up, as they will look to try to see what they can do here against Johnston, who has pitched really well really throughout the day. She's been pretty tough in the circle for Tooele. And now back out there today in game 2, looking to see if she can keep the bats of Spanish Fork at bay and potentially bring home a state championship for Tooele. Amanda Mitchell will make her way into the batter's box here for Spanish Fork. Johnson back into the circle for Tooele. Bottom of the third inning here on Spanish Fork 17. 3-0 lead right now for Tooele. The first pitch, missing low for a ball to Amanda Mitchell. Mitchell, Condi, and Benson, 8, 9, and 1 coming up against Johnston here in the bottom of the third. Ready to go with the 1-0 pitch, and that one swung out, popped up over towards first. Coming over is going to be the second baseman, Hope Waite, to run it down, and there's one gone. And that will bring up Murray Condi. Condi will see her first pitch. She makes contact and fouls it back, 0-1. Condi was 0 for 3 in the first game for Spanish Fork. After making the nice throw on the relay there to cut down the run in the top of the inning, she stands in here to try to see if she can provide some offense. Pitch, there's a bunt towards third. Charging is right off. Her throw in time to get Condi, and there's 2 away. So it's not just the offense right now for Tooele, but the defense getting involved as well. The first 2 outs retired here in the third, and that brings up Trinity Benson, the left fielder. Benson went down on strikes back in her first plate appearance for Spanish Fork, as she'll stand in right here. Ready to go on the pitch, on its way. That one bounces in for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Trinity Benson.
You got this, Zach!
Benson standing in right here with the 1 ball, no strike count. And here's the 1-1 pitch on its way home. Fastball, misses high, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes right here.
Let's go, Matt.
Trinity Benson standing back in, ready to get going right here. Trying to find a way to get something going for Spanish Fork. There's a ground ball there and fielded, and the inning is over. Spanish Fork goes down in order for the second straight inning. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the 4th here in Spanish Fork. It's Tooele 3, the Spanish Fork Lady Dons 0. This is high school softball. Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbors State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jack's Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jack's Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Top of the 4th inning here in Spanish Fork. Tooele leading by a score of 2-0 right now as shortstop Maddie Baker will stand and lead it off. Baker 1 for 2, a single and then a fly out in her last plate appearance. She'll stand in here ready to go. And the first pitch on its way from Baker, that one missing low for a ball. And it's 1 ball and no strikes on Maddie Baker. Briley Young still out there for Spanish Fork, who last won a state championship in softball. Back in 2017, they won the 4A state championship. That one in there for a called strike, and it evens the count up at 1-1. Spanish Fork also won the 4A 2016, the 4A 2015 state championship. The 1-1 pitch about ready to come home. And that one stays high for a ball, and the count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. Bear River, who was eliminated earlier by Spanish Fork, they've had quite a run. You have to go back to 2008, the last time that Tooele has won a state softball state title. And that one's in there for a called strike. It evens the count up at 2 balls and a strike. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. And the pitch on its way home. That one low for ball 3, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Maddie Baker in the leadoff spot. Baker, Avita, and Lujan coming up here for Tooele in the top of the 4th inning. Here's a 3-2 pitch. There's a line drive back up the middle into left center field for a base hit. Similar to the one that Baker had to start the ball game in the first. Similar there, just a line drive back up the middle, and that's going to bring up Beverly Avina, number 3 right here. Avina 1 for 2, a strikeout, and had a single on her last at bat.
Nice job, mate.
Running over at first, Maddie Baker. Briley Young comes in, and that was swung out, popped up on the infield. It's going to be the shortstop coming over. That is Pintar to make the catch. And there's 1 gone here in the 4th. So with 1 gone, that's going to bring up Amber Lujan, who's 1 for 2. Lujan singled back in her first plate appearance and struck out in her last plate appearance. And the pitch on its way to Lujan is going to be rolled foul down the line. No balls and a strike here on Lujan. Kennedy Anderson on deck for Tooele. 3-0 lead right now for Tooele on top of Spanish Fork. Tooele led in the first ball game up until the 6th inning when Spanish Fork used a 4-run 6th inning to take the lead. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way, swung on and fouled away at home plate. So Lujan will stay alive, and it's no balls and 2 strikes here on Amber Lujan. Running over at first base, Maddie Baker. Got another base hit through the middle in her last plate appearance. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Ready to go. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way. This one rolled over to second. They're going to go to second to get the out there. It's Cowden to Pintar, and there's 2 gone now, so they get the lead runner. Lujan able to reach. Heads up play there from Cowden, not just to take necessarily the easy out right there and go to first, but able to get the lead runner as Kennedy Anderson, who's 0 for 2, will stand in. Anderson popped out to first and then popped one out to short. That was ran down by Brooklyn Pintar in foul territory. The pitch on its way, swung on, popped up. Pintar going back a few steps. She'll make the catch on the edge of the infield dirt, and the inning comes to an end. So a couple of runners reached there in the inning for Tooele. However, there's no damage done. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's a 3-0 lead right now for Tooele on top of Spanish Fork. This is the 2019 Class 4A Softball State Championship game here on Spanish Fork 17. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors here for making this broadcast possible. We have Two Jacks Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, the Driggs Mortgage Team, McKell Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, and Two Jacks Pizza. We thank you for making all of our possible broadcasts here today. Possible on Spanish Fork 17, and right now Spanish Fork looking to try to get some offense going. But we also have coming up for you here on Spanish Fork 17, sports-wise, coming up on Monday. Be a 1:30 first pitch for the Spanish Fork Dons baseball team. They'll be in action down in Dixie, taking on the Dixie Flyers down at Dixie State University in the Class 4A Boys State baseball tournament down there. That will be an elimination game. The winner's bracket has Salem Hills taking on Desert Hills down there in St. George, and then the bottom part of the bracket is Spanish Fork and Dixie. That Spanish Fork-Dixie game is an elimination game, by the way. So the Dons, their backs are up against the wall. The good news is they've had pretty much yesterday, today, and tomorrow off, as the first pitch is fouled away by Lindsey Smith, and it's no balls and strikes. So Casey Nelson should have most of his starting top pitchers available for the Dons coming up here. But Spanish Fork will have to win 4 games in 2 days if they want to win the 2019 baseball 4A state championship. Lindsey Smith grounds one past the diving shortstop Maddie Baker into left field, and a leadoff single for Lindsey Smith. She's now 2 for 2 this evening, and that will bring up Oakley Bates, the catcher. Bates went down on strikes back in her first plate appearance, as she'll stand in. Bates in the first game, Bates was 1 for 4. Doubled back in the first and then had a couple of flyouts. Ready to go, the pitch on its way. Fastball stays high and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to count here on Oakley Bates. You're starting to see the hitter's area pretty much covered in shadows, and the circle for the pitcher pretty much covered in shadows as well. The 1-0 pitch missing for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. We'll have to keep an eye on that here as the next little while of the game as we approach 10 minutes to 7. This game's going to probably go pretty close to about sunset or so. I would think it probably will finish it with daylight, but it'll be running a little bit closer than expected. Ground ball through the left side for a base hit between Rydalk and Baker. And so Spanish Fork with back-to-back singles to start the 4th inning. And the Lady Dons are threatening with Brooklyn Pintar coming to the plate.
Hey, you're good.
And now we'll have a conference here in the circle. And I think we may have somebody come in to run for Oakley Bates over at first base. We'll see who it's going to be. And I think it's going to be number 15. Once again, Julia Holt come in and run over at first base. Atlin Johnson has pitched very well today. Nothing really for her to look back and be ashamed of or anything. She has pitched very well today for Tooele. I mean, she's take a couple of hitters out of the equation, and she's pitched absolutely dominant. Here is Brooklyn Pintar. And one of the Spanish Fork hitters, Brooklyn Pintar, one of their better hitters, Atlin Johnston, has been able to figure out all night. The first pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 on Pintar. Pintar struck out back in the first inning, her only plate appearance. Ready to go right here, no balls and a strike. And it's in there now for a called strike. And it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes here on Brooklyn Pintar. Runners on at first and second for Spanish Fork here. 3-0 lead for Tooele. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way. Swung on, popped up, and this one goes foul and hits off the top of the I don't really want to call it it's not a roof, but it's kind of a tarp-like thing hung over the Spanish Fork and the Tooele bench area there.
Hey, way ahead. Hit a spot, kid. Hit a spot.
No balls and 2 strikes to count. Here in the 4th, 3-0 lead right here for Tooele, and the pitch on its way home. There's a line drive right back to the pitcher. They'll throw to first, and they will double off the runner over at first base, and there's quickly 2 outs. Probably the hardest hit ball that Pintar has hit against Johnston tonight. Hit it right back to her. And Johnston with the heads-up play over to first. And with 2 gone, Ashlyn Losey will come to the plate. Losey popped out to left field in her only plate appearance. And the pitch on its way home. There's a fastball that stays high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes the count here on Ashlyn Losey. Atlin Johnston ready to go back to work, and the pitch misses for a ball. And it's 2 balls and no strikes here on Ashlyn Losey. Ready to go here with the 2-0 pitch. On its way, this one misses for ball 3. The count goes 3-0 here on Losey. Briley Young, the pitcher, on deck. And if there's somebody in this park today that would like to help her own cause more, it may be Briley Young, especially trailing here 3-0 in this one. The pitch on its way, that one going to get in there this time for a called strike, and it's 3-1 on Ashlyn Losey. Bottom of the 4th inning right here, the 3-1 pitch. There's a line drive to left that's going to go foul just at the last minute there for Ashlyn Losey. She tried to tuck that one in down the line, but it goes foul. And the count now runs full 3-2 on Ashlyn Losey. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the 4th. Atlin Johnston ready to go. Steps out of the circle. Gets back in there, takes a look over to the bench on the pitch. Change up called, strike 3. Outside corner, strikeout number 4 for Johnston in this one. And Spanish Fork leaves 2 on the base paths here in the 4th. We head to the 5th here on Spanish Fork 17, Tooele 3, Spanish Fork 0. It's the 2019 4A Softball State Championship game on Spanish Fork 17.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Top of the 5th inning here in Spanish Fork. Currently a 3-0 lead for Tooele here on top of Spanish Fork, as everybody, you can kind of tell, getting set up, getting ready to go for tonight to get their highlights throughout the local news and things like that here. This 4A state championship game right now, a 4-0 lead for Tooele, as it will be Katie Hogan to lead it off. Hogan has walked and singled on the afternoon, or in the evening, I should say, for Tooele. And the first pitch on its way. Fastball stays above the belt for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Katie Hogan. Briley Young stands back in. And the 1-0 pitch on its way. There's the fastball that gets in there for a called strike. I do apologize to Briley Young. Broadcast some UVU baseball in the University of Utah. They have a player by the name of Briley Knight. So I keep mixing the 2 up, even though there's a lot of differences between this and that. The 1-1 pitch, that one misses low for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike. The count here on Katie Hogan. Hogan will stand back in and get ready to go here for Tooele. A single and then a walk here on the ball game. Pitch on its way. That one high, ball 3. It's 3 balls and a strike. The count here on Rydalk. It's Hogan at the plate. Rydalk on deck. As you can see, plenty of energy coming in that Tooele dugout or bench right beside us here. That's a pop up into left center field. Coming in is Murray Condi to make the catch. And there's one away. Nice job there by Condi running it down into shallow center field. And with one gone, it brings up Paige Rydalk. Rydalk has grounded to first and then also singled back in the third. She was running on at second base and she was thrown out trying to get to home. That ended the third inning. Tooele at the time was looking to try to see it to take a much bigger lead. There's one hit right to center fielder, Murray Condi, and there's 2 gone. That was just a line drive hit, and here is Natalie Bevan, the catcher.
Hey, you're on her. You're all over it. Let's keep it going.
Bevan, 1 for 2. A double and a fly out to center field for Bevan in this second game. The first game, she was 1 for 3 with a home run. First pitch misses low for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes the count. 3-0 lead for Tooele here in the 5th. Briley Young ready to go. Kicks and comes home. The pitch, there's a line drive right to the shortstop there, and there to make the catch is Brooklyn Pintar, and the inning is over. 3 hard hit balls if you're Tooele. Unfortunately, just hit right at people. And down goes Tooele 1-2-3 here in the top of the 5th. We'll see if Spanish Fork can get some offense going here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It will be Briley Young, Sam Cowden, and Amanda Mitchell coming up. And they will have to face Atlin Johnston still, who's been tough, especially here in the second game. Only 3 Spanish Fork hits here. We'll take a moment here on Spanish Fork 17. We'll thank our sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We got the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, 2 Jack's Pizza, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, Mikkel Thompson and Wise Attorneys at Law, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. We thank them for making these broadcasts possible, as we've had quite the fun and excitement here of high school sports on Spanish Fork 17 this year. I want to remind you, if you want to watch a replay or catch any of those games, or you're out of town, you want to still tune in, remember, you can follow us on YouTube, on our YouTube page, youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Keep up with your latest shows, your live broadcasts, right there. And we'll be back in action Monday afternoon, a 1:30 first pitch down in St. George, down at Dixie State University. The second trip we've made down to Dixie State this year. And be down there for the 4A semifinals. As long as Spanish Fork is there, we'll be there. So it should be fun to kind of see here what happens on Monday. The Dons win, they keep advancing. A Dons loss, and unfortunately their season will come to an end. Bottom of the 5th inning, Briley Young, Sam Cowden, Amanda Mitchell coming up as Briley Young will stand in. She's 0 for 1. She popped out to Maddie Baker, the Tooele shortstop, in her first plate appearance right here. Atlin Johnston ready to go back to work right here. Tooele right now finds themselves 9 outs away from a state championship. And the pitch on its way. That one's hit down the right field line. That's going to fall for a base hit. And reaching first base, the throw came in. A heads-up throw, but Briley Young beats it out. The 4th Spanish Fork hit of the ball game. And Sam Cowden will come to the plate here. We'll have somebody come in and run over at first base for Spanish Fork. As you see, Don Andrews making the change. And that is going to be number 12. That is Jamie Davis coming in to run over at first base. Sam Cowden's 0 for 1, popped out to the first baseman in her only plate appearance of the ball game back in the second inning. It's the first time, that's the second straight inning the Spanish Forks had the leadoff runner on. That one's popped up into shallow right field. Coming in is going to be the right fielder Hogan, and there's one away. So with one gone, it brings up Amanda Mitchell. Mitchell popped out to the second baseman in her only plate appearance. She'll stand in here ready to go from the right side. Young comes, there's a bouncing ball hit over to third. The throw is going to go off the glove of the first baseman there. Anderson going down to third is going to be the runner for Briley Young.
Hey, come on. You got it. No big deal.
And right there, Mitchell will reach there. So runners will be at the corners, and Murray Condi will be the hitter. Don Andrews going to take a moment here and talk with his hitter as they have a conference here in the circle for Tooele. It was late in the ball game in game one between these two teams where Spanish Fork used a 4-run sixth inning to take their lead and ultimately take the ball game.
Hey, you got this. You got this.
Murray Condi 0 for 1, grounded out to third in her only plate appearance of the ball game. So she'll stand in here. Trinity Benson in the top of the Spanish Fork lineup due up next, and that would mean the third time through against Atlin Johnson in this one. That one's fouled back, and it's 0-1. And really, if you take a look at it, Atlin Johnston was the only pitcher to throw in game one. So really, this is the fifth or sixth time really through here for Spanish Fork. No balls and a strike, the count here on Murray Condi. The pitch on its way, that one low for a ball, and it evens the count up, 1 ball and 1 strike. Trinity Benson, the left fielder and leadoff hitter, on deck for Spanish Fork. The Dons looking to try to see if they can get something going right here. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. The pitch on its way home. Bunt laid down to the third baseline. That's going to get 1 run, hun. The throw to first is in time. They're going to get, that gets the runner Davis home from third. Mitchell goes to second. Condi's retired. Biggest thing for Spanish Fork is that gets the game's first run home. And with 2 outs, it goes back to the top of the lineup and Trinity Benson. So the Dons' first run of the ball game across the board. They've cut into that lead. It's now a 2-run ball game here in the 5th. With 2 outs, the pitch on its way. That one out in front of home plate for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Trinity Benson. Benson struck out and is grounded out on the evening for Spanish Fork. It's a crisp and chilly evening here at the ballpark. The 1-0 pitch outside for ball 2, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. The count here on Trinity Benson. Lindsey Smith, who's 2 for 2 in the on-deck circle. Tooele probably would like to face Smith to lead off next inning and not with runners on base. That one's in there for a called strike, and it's 2-1. They face Smith with runners on. Smith, if she gets another base hit, that would bring home probably another run for Spanish Fork. The 2-1 pitch. This one's popped up right out in front of home plate. The pitcher knocked it away. It's going to be in fair territory, as it was the pitcher who Johnston came up to try to field it, and it rolled off her glove. And now runners on the corners, the tying run on base. And you bring up a 2 for 2 Lindsey Smith. If Johnston just had let it go, it was going to probably spin foul. And now we'll have another quick conference here with runners on the corner. The runner over at first base, well, that is going to be the tying run. The leading run right now is Lindsey Smith, who's at the plate. The umpires coming together here to have a quick conversation. The only thing there that I don't know what the conversation was necessarily there about it, just making sure at least that it was the pitcher who pushed the ball foul. Once the infielder touches it in fair territory, it's a fair base. It's a fair ball nonetheless. Pitch on its way, and there it's going to go back up the middle, but running it down is Hope Waite, and the threat is over. So Spanish Fork gets 1 back, however, here in the 5th. They still trail 3-1 as we head to the 6th. It's high school softball, Spanish Fork 17.
Need a new car or truck? Come to the guys you trust. The Car Guys are part of the Blue Diamond Auto Group, and they have the best selection of quality vehicles at the best prices for your budget. The Blue Diamond Auto Group with the Car Guys at 872 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Finally got me, Ben.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes. Got me good.
But you know State Farm's got you too.
You ain't nothing!
Go with the one that's here to help life go right.
In Spanish Fork, see your good neighbor State Farm agent Lance Wilson.
Hi, welcome to Two Jacks Pizza.
For the best pizza you'll ever taste and our world-famous cheese sticks, come to Two Jacks Pizza on Main Street in Spanish Fork, or call us for a quick delivery. Are you hungry yet?
I definitely recommend the Driggs team. They're amazing.
Hi, I'm Greg with the Driggs Mortgage Team, where we believe there's no substitute for experience. Stop by our office today on Main Street and let us help you get into your brand new home.
Well, top of the 6th inning here in Spanish Fork, and right now Tooele coming up, and they're only 6 defensive outs away from a state championship. As Hope Waite will stand in. It'll be Waite, Higley, and Baker, 8, 9, and 1 coming up here in the 6th inning for Tooele. And this first pitch to Hope Waite is sent foul, and it's no balls and a strike. Waite is 0 for 1. She struck out in the second. And then it was Teddy Peterson who came in to hit for Waite back in the 3rd inning. No balls and a strike to count here. And here's the 0-1 pitch on its way home. There's one swung out, popped up, and sent foul again. It's quickly no balls and 2 strikes to count here on Hope Waite. You have to deal with an 0 for 1 Hope Waite, a 2 for 2 Emma Higley, and then a 2 for 3 Maddie Baker. Here in the 6th inning with Tooele looking to add a run or 2 of insurance. Here's the 0-2 pitch on its way home. Swung on and popped up and sent foul. We'll do it again here. No balls and 2 strikes to count on Hope Waite. Ready to go. Briley Young in the circle. Comes in. That was a line drive right back to Young, who gloves it for the first out of the inning. So with 1 gone, here's a 2 for 2 Emma Higley. Higley has singled and scored a run and then singled in their last at bat. She went 0 for 3 in the first game. So today, she's 2 for 5. Not a bad day at the plate, but in this ball game, having an exceptional game for Tooele. Ready to go. Here's the pitch on its way. And Higley lays a bunt right back to the pitcher. Coming over is Cowden to cover the bag, and they'll get her. And there's 2 away. So 2 gone, and Maddie Baker, the shortstop, will come to the plate. Baker 2 for 2 on the afternoon. Into the evening here for Tooele. As right now it's Briley Young trying to work through the 6th inning, trying to maybe go quick, 3 up, 3 down. That one swung out and missed. No balls and a strike. For Spanish Fork in the bottom of the 6th inning, it's going to be Oakley Bates, Brooklyn Pintar, and Ashlyn Losey coming up, 3, 4, and 5. No balls and a strike to count. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way home from Young. That one's going to miss high for a ball, and the count moves to 1-1 right here on Maddie Baker. Baker with 2 hard base hits today, 1 in the first and 1 in the 4th. The 1-1 pitch, that one over for a called strike, and it's a 1-2 count here on Maddie Baker. Young, if you were to look at it right now, she's in about her 15th inning of work today. She threw 2 in the first game for Spanish Fork. That one high and off the glove for a ball. It's 2-2. She threw 2 innings against Bear River. and then came in to throw 7 in the first game, so that put her at 9. And she's at 14 innings right here. Almost at 15 if she can get this out here in the 6th inning. She has pitched very well today for Spanish Fork. Atlin Johnson has been very good as well. The 2-2 pitch. That was swung out, popped up. This could get him out of the inning. Down the line, a long run, and just running out of room. Out there is Lindsey Smith, the right fielder. So it'll be a long foul ball for Maddie Baker, who will stand back in. Baker will get back to the box here. 2 balls and 2 strikes here with 2 outs in the 6th. Spanish Fork, the home team in this ball game. Tooele, the visiting team. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one inside, ball 3. The count goes full 3-2 here on Maddie Baker. Tooele hasn't really swung the bats a ton today, where they haven't scored a ton of runs, is what I mean to say. Just 2 runs in the 2nd and 1 in the 3rd. But Atlin Johnston has been very tough on the Spanish Fork offense. Here's a 3-2 pitch on its way home. And that one's line foul. Look out. That one right there. We'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Nice job, Hank.
3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Briley Young in the circle for Spanish Fork. Ready to go, and the 3-2 on its way home. High, ball 4. Baker will take the turn. They're going to try to send her down to second. The throw not in time. Maddie Baker set immediately by her first base coach there as the ball got past Oakley Bates into the backstop, and Bates, I think, must have just kind of nonchalantly went and got the softball. And they sent Baker, and she gets into second base. The first pitch there to Brierly Avina is sent foul. No balls and a strike here on Avina. Avina struck out, singled, and popped out to short on the afternoon for Tooele. Tooele right now 6 defensive outs away from the 2019 4A state championship. Pitch on its way, fouled straight back. We'll do it again. It'll be no balls and 2 strikes, however, this time. No balls, 2 strikes here with 2 outs. Back in the circle, Atlin Johnston looks in. And here's the ground ball foul. Not Atlin Johnston, sorry. That is Brierly Young on the mound in the circle for Spanish Fork. No balls and 2 strikes here with 2 gone in the 6th. Ready to go. Young back in the circle. Here's the 0-2 pitch again. Now it's foul back. We'll do it one more time. And Avina standing in there and fighting off pitches. Amber Lujan on deck.
Let's go, Bri!
Solid connection, you got it!
No balls and 2 strikes here with 2 outs. Ready to go. The wind and the delivery on its way. Swung out and missed. Strike 3. A big strikeout for Briley Young, to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Spanish Fork. The Lady Dons need some offense right here. It will be Oakley Bates, Brooklyn Pintar, and Ashlyn Losey coming up here in the bottom of the 6th inning against Atlin Johnston. Let's take a moment here to thank our sponsors here on Spanish Fork 17. I want to thank Blue Diamond Auto Group, McKell, Thompson & Wise, attorneys at law, the Driggs Mortgage Team, Lance Wilson State Farm Insurance, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, and 2 Jacks Pizza. I want to remind you can catch live broadcasts and replays of live broadcasts on our YouTube page, youtube.com/SpanishFork17. Also, you can watch live anywhere on sfcn.org. Click the Watch Now button. You can watch pretty much everything, including City Council coming up this week, some high school baseball this week. I'm sure we have a lot of other stuff that is coming up this week as well. Bottom of the 6th inning, Oakley Bates, who is 1 for 2, will be the first hitter against Atlan Johnston, who pitched really well in the first ball game, but Spanish Fork used a 4-run 6th inning in that first ball game to really open it up and get the 5-2 victory in game 1. And right now, Tooele holding a 2-run lead right here. Oakley Bates ready to go. She's making her way to the box, and we're set and ready for softball here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Atlan Johnson works her way into the circle. This is an opportunity for Spanish Fork with this part of the lineup coming up, an opportunity to try to get a run back or two. We'd like to try to at least get something back here where you don't have to get a bunch in the 7th. The pitch in there, called strike 1 to Oakley Bates. Bates struck out in the first, singled in the 4th. In game 1, Bates was 1 for 4, had a double in the first. The 0-1 pitch, that one goes high for a ball, and the count evens up here, 1 ball and 1 strike. Maddie Baker, the shortstop, comes in to give her pitcher in the circle a little bit of some encouragement. Here's the 1-1 pitch. On its way, ground ball is going to go, fair ball. Going around first is going to be Bates. She's digging for 2. Here comes the throw. Baker cuts it off. And going into second is going to be Oakley Bates with a double to start the 6th inning. Called fair by our home plate umpire. And now we'll kind of see. We're going to have someone come in and run out at second base for Spanish Fork. They'll run, get a little extra speed out there, as it's going to be Julia Holt who will come in and run for Oakley Bates. Here's Brooklyn Pintar. Pintar is struck out and hit a ball right back to Atlan Johnston in her last at bat. Johnston then quickly turned the double play over at first base. Ready to go, and the pitch on its way. There's a bunt shown. That one goes foul, and it's no balls and a strike. Bottom of the 6th inning, 3-1 lead for Tooele on top of Spanish Fork. The tying run at the plate right here for the Dons and Brooklyn Pintar. Ready to go right here. Johnston comes home, the pitch right there, and that one's in there for a strike. It evens the count, or makes the count now, 0-2 on Brooklyn Pintar. Even if you're Spanish Fork, if you could get 1 run back here and then maybe get 1 in the 7th to tie. The 0-2 pitch, that one high for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Brooklyn Pintar. Ashlyn Losey on deck for Spanish Fork. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung out and missed, strike 3. 5th strikeout for Atlan Johnston in this ball game. And now Ashlyn Losey will be the hitter. Losey has struck out and popped out to left field back in her first plate appearance. First pitch on its way. Losey swings and misses, strike 1. No balls and a strike to Ashlyn Losey. No balls and a strike, ready to go. The pitch on its way. Bunt, laid down. It's going to go foul at the last minute. And it'll be no balls and 2 strikes here on Ashlyn Losey, who will go back and get in the box. Holt running out at second base for Spanish Fork. No balls and 2 strikes the count. The pitch to Losey on its way, high, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Losey. 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 gone. Bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch on its way. This one's going to go foul, and they're going to say it went foul before. And they'll get Losey back in the box. It hit right in the batter's box. And so it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes here with 1 gone. Holt, the runner out at second base. Running out there for Oakley Bates after Bates doubled. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Checks her swing. She holds up. And they're gonna appeal. No, we did not go, says our first base umpire, and it makes the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's all right. We didn't expect the call anyways today.
Ready to go right here. The pitch on its way to Losey. There's a line drive to right that's going to go foul at the last minute. One ball and 2 strikes the count. Here on Losey. Losey ready to stand in there, back in the box. Atlin Johnston ready to go in the circle. Winds and delivers the pitch. Fouled away. We'll do it again. One gone right here. Bottom of the 6th inning. 3-1 lead for Tooele. Pitch on its way home. There's a check swing that goes foul. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 the count.
You're doing great, kid. Win it.
Do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count here on Ashlyn Losey, who's staying in and battling here in this at-bat. The pitch on its way misses outside, and the count now evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. In fact, the umpire, I think, just put up it's 3-2. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Fouled back. We'll do it again. Three balls and 2 strikes. Ashlyn Losey back in the box. I don't have the pitch count with me, but that's got to be 12. This has to be like the 13th or 14th of this at-bat. Losey is standing in there and battling. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball right back to Atlin Johnston. She'll throw to first, and there's 2 gone here in the 6th. The runner has to hold at second on that. And Briley Young, the pitcher, will come to hit here with 2 outs in the 6th. Young is 1 for 2, a pop out to short and a base hit back in the 5th inning. That one right here, time.
Hey, nice pitch, not a girl.
The base umpire looked like they had to get somebody away from the field. So no pitch. They'll do it again. Here's the first pitch to Briley Young. Swings and misses. Strike 1. No balls and a strike here on Briley Young. Young popped out to short and singled back in the 5th inning. Came around, the teammate who came in to run for her scored the run, and the pitch comes inside and tight for a ball, and the count moves to 1-1 here on Briley Young. Sam Cowden on deck if the inning should continue. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Johnston comes in. That one just low below, gets in there for a called strike, and it's 1-2 the count here on Briley Young.
Hey, way ahead!
1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Johnston ready to go. The pitch on its way. Swung on, popped up. Over towards first. And Anderson's going to make the catch, and the inning is over. Spanish Fork got a leadoff double. They strand the base runner. We head to the 7th and last inning here in Spanish Fork. It's 3-1 Tooele on top of Spanish Fork in the 2019 4A Softball State Championship game.
Nobody plans on getting in an accident, but if it does happen, you can rely on the expertise of Mike McKell to protect and fight for your rights. Specializing in personal injury law, Mike McKell is the attorney you need. Contact Mike at McKell, Thompson & Wise.
The best time to check your furnace is before it fails, and you can rely on Triple T to do the job right. Our technicians are trained every year so you can sleep better at night, knowing your furnace is safe to operate. Call Triple T at 798-7711 to schedule your tune-up today.
MVP Sports is the #1 source for sporting goods in Spanish Fork. Football, soccer, all the fall sports, we've got you covered. Check out our new custom t-shirt builder. Design at home and we'll build it for you. MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork.
Top of the 7th inning here in Spanish Fork. 3, 4, and 5 coming up here for Tooele as it's a 3-1 lead for Tooele in the 7th inning. The last chance. This is the last inning of this one. Unless somehow this one goes to extra innings. Amber Lujan, Kennedy Anderson, Katie Hogan, 3, 4, and 5 coming up against Briley Young right here. Young will step into the circle. She's gone the distance in game 1, looking to go the distance here in game number 2 for Spanish Fork. Lujan ready to go, stands in. The pitch on its way home, and the first pitch, fastball, stays high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes, the count on Amber Lujan. Lujan is singled, struck out, and hit her to a fielder's choice. The 1-0 pitch on its way home, and Lujan pops this one up, and it will go foul. Off to the other side of the field, evens the count up. 1 ball and 1 strike on Amber Lujan. If you're Briley Young right now, the biggest thing you could want is a quick 3-up, 3-down inning with no damage done. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way home. There's a fastball that stays high for a ball, and the count moves to 2 balls and a strike. Briley Young back in the circle, ready to go. Here's the 2-1 pitch on its way home. Lujan takes that one, and it's going to get in there for a called strike, and the count moves to 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Amber Lujan. Here's the 2-2 on its way. That one lifted to left field. Coming in and making the catch is going to be a Trinity Benson, and there's 1 away. So with 1 gone, Kennedy Anderson will stand in. Anderson 0 for 3. She's popped out to second, popped out to short, and then also popped out to short.
Hey, don't try to do too much. You got it.
Back in the circle. Ready to go. Young kicks and delivers this pitch home. Fastball stays high above the letters for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to the count. Tooele trying to win their first state championship, I believe, since 2008. Here's the 1-0 pitch. About ready to come home. The delivery on its way. That one inside, but a strike, and it evens the count up at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Ready to go right here. And the 1-1 pitch winds, delivers, fouled, straight back. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Kennedy Anderson.
Stay solid, you got it.
Briley Young working here. Overall in her about her 16th inning of work just today. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung out and missed, strike 3. Big strikeout right there for Young. And with 2 outs, Katie Hogan will come to the plate. Hogan has walked, struck out, and then popped out to center field. Ready to go, the right-hander. Stands in the box. Forward, very deep, very front of the box. First pitch taken for ball 1. Got in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Ready to go. The 0-1 pitch on its way. Swung on and lifted into left field. Going back is Benson. She's under it. She'll make the catch, and the inning is over. So we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Spanish Fork trailing 3-1. The Dons need some 7th inning magic. Sam Cowden, Amanda Mitchell, and Marae Condi will come up 7, 8, 9 for Spanish Fork. Tooele, they're 3 outs away from a state championship. Let's thank our sponsors one final time this evening for making these broadcasts today possible. We got the Driggs Mortgage Team, Mikkel Thompson and Wise, attorneys at law, Lance Wilson, State Farm Insurance, 2 Jacks Pizza, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and the Blue Diamond Auto Group. We thank them for making these broadcasts possible each and every night here for us on Spanish Fork 17. Atlin Johnston will go back to the mound. She's 3 outs away, or not the mound, but into the circle. She's 3 outs away from a state championship. The hitters coming up for Spanish Fork do not have a hit in the ball game here. The only one to reach base was Amanda Mitchell, and she reached on an error. So definitely some excitement right here for Tooele. Spanish Fork trying to see if they can come back late in this one and at least try to tie it and see what can happen. Atlin Johnston will get ready here for her final warm-up toss, which will go home, and we should be about ready to play these final 3 outs here. The lights just beginning to come on just a little bit here in Spanish Fork. So 3-1 lead right now. Sam Cowden to stand in. Cowden has popped out to first and has also flown out to right. Ready to go. The pitch on its way. And that one's in there for a call, or for ball 1, a little too far in. It's 1 ball and no strikes on Sam Cowden. Amanda Mitchell on deck. The pitch on its way. Cowden swings and misses. Evens the count up. 1 ball and 1 strike on Sam Cowden. One ball, 1 strike, the count. Atlin Johnston back on into the circle. Here's the 1-1 pitch on its way home. Fastball stays high, ball 2. And it's 2 balls and a strike on Sam Cowden.
Hey, good idea. Come on now, 1-4.
Here's the 2-1 pitch on its way. Line drive. The diving catch is going to be made by Hope Waite. And there's 1 gone. Hope Waite reached out, just went full extension, and she was able to come up with it right there to make the catch. And with 1 gone, it will bring up Amanda Mitchell. Mitchell has popped out and reached on an error. Tooele is 2 outs away from a state championship. The pitch on its way. Fastball stays high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Amanda Mitchell. The 1-0 pitch on its way. Swung out and missed. Strike 1. And the count evens up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Amanda Mitchell right now in the box. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to second. Up with it. The throw to first in time. And there's 2 outs here in the 7th. Tooele is 1 out away from a state championship. Marae Condi will be the hitter. Condi's 0 for 2, is grounded out once and then had a sacrifice. So she's, I guess, officially 0 for 1 as she'll stand in here ready to go from the right side. The pitch on its way. Condi takes the first pitch high for ball 1. If Condi reaches, it goes back to the top of the lineup and Trinity Benson. The pitch on its way. That one missing low for a ball, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. The count here on Marae Condi. Condi in the first game was 0 for 3. Standing in the 9th spot. Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a ground ball to second. Hope Wait up with it. Her throw to first is in time. And Tooele is the 2019 4A state softball champions. A 3-1 final. Tooele, the backing of Atlin Johnston, gets it done. And Tooele wins the 2019 4A state championship. A tough loss for Spanish Fork, but Atlin Johnston held the Dons in check here in the second game of this doubleheader. Our MVP Sports MVP of the game is going to go to Oakley Bates, who was 2 for 3, had the single and the double. Spanish Fork's season, unfortunately, will end with a second-place finish. But the Dons did well today, winning 2 of their 3 that they needed to win. We will say so long here tonight from Spanish Fork. We'll be back here. Our next broadcast will be Monday afternoon, a 1:30 first pitch from Dixie State University, where Spanish Fork, the baseball team, will be in action, taking on the Dixie Flyers in an elimination game. That one will be at 1:30 on Monday afternoon. We hope everybody has a great weekend, and thank you for tuning in to the 2019 4A Softball State Championship here on Spanish Fork 17.